We're joined now by Ian Bremmer, president and founder of Eurasia Group. He's covered Russia for 3 decades. Ian, good morning. You call the Biden-Putin summit a modest success, Ian. How so?
Well, I mean, incredibly low expectations. Let's keep that in mind. Nothing blew up. As you just said, the ambassadors have been reinstated. You now have consultations there on issues like cybersecurity and arms control that are going to go forward. Russia is a power in decline, but they are the largest nuclear power in the world, along with the United States. We haven't fixed that problem. We used to engage with them seriously when they were the Soviets on arms control. We weren't doing that over the past years. We need to again now. That's a useful thing. But I'm not very optimistic. Never mind Biden's lack of confidence. I'm quite skeptical that we're going to make progress with the Russians on cyber, for example, which is the most important challenge that the two countries have right now.
Why are you skeptical about getting Putin's cooperation on the cyber issue?
Well, a couple reasons. First, because Putin, in the press conference, a complete denial that there was any involvement or anything that the Kremlin had to do with the issue. Secondly, the fact that I think that Biden's willingness to engage in serious deterrence and make the Kremlin pay for the cyber attacks, the ransomware attacks that are hitting the U.S. companies and companies around the world, just not in Russia, with reckless abandon, I don't think Russia thinks it's credible. In other words, I don't think we have to wait for a couple months to see what the Russian response is going to be. I think over the coming weeks, you're going to see a lot more ransomware attacks, including against critical infrastructure. And then the question is not going to be, did they have a meeting that was useful? The question is, how is Biden going to respond given that meeting? And will the Americans be able and willing to make the Kremlin pay a price that makes them pay attention? Right now, words are not going to get President Putin to behave in a way that the international community would find acceptable. That's pretty clear.
So you don't expect Putin to cooperate. What are you? Was this a win for Putin in some way, this summit?
He wanted the meeting a lot more than the Americans did. His country is in decline. Around his region, they're losing influence with governments everywhere, in part because of mass dissent and support for liberal democracy in places like Belarus, for example, and Ukraine and Moldova, the Baltics, in part because the Chinese are vastly more influential in places like Central Asia. So Putin's position is horrible. He really wanted to be seen on that global stage with Biden. The Russian state media portrayed that as a win. Having said that, because the U.S. had the stronger hand, Biden ensured that the meeting went the way he wanted it to. Putin showed up first. Biden's the one that came after. Biden gave the last word in the press conference. The optics were favorable to the United States. That's helpful.
All right. Ian Bremmer, thank you very much.